Hello YouTube, this is Snipecraft GG, coming next with my fourth video. So, today I'm going to try and resurrect an old deck. This is Corina Control. So, this deck was popular in beta, so it's been a while, but basically the whole concept behind this deck is just to destroy everything that your opponent plays. You are slowly trying to just chip away at all of their potential win conditions, and eventually, usually by round 10, you can drop, well, round 9 or 10, you're hitting with like Commander Ladros. Games tend to go longer with this, so I wouldn't recommend it necessarily for trying to climb ladder quickly. Having said that, this is actually a really good matchup for a lot of the decks currently in the meta. So the most prominent decks right now are Pirate Aggro, so like Misfortune and Gangplank, as well as the Jinx Draven, like Hyper Aggro, speed, spammy, lots of units, quick attack kind of deal. This shuts both of those down quite effectively. Another deck to always look out for as well is the Lee Sin Zed deck. And this has a lot of ways to pop Lee Sin's barrier or spell shield, so it's quite effective at basically winning most of the meta matchups. So I'm going to try and get back to Masters as the new season just started. We'll see how this goes. There are a few matchups that I would say are not super beneficial. So playing against a deep deck, for example, can be a bit difficult. I've been seeing more of those recently with Slaughter Docs as the new landmark has been released. And let's see. Okay, so interesting here. We have Lee Sin and Zed, like I mentioned before. All right. So you want to make sure you have enough things, right? So a Vile Feast is decent because you can pop the barrier, you can pop Spell Shield with this, and it's very low cost. This is nice because you can kill not Dragonlings, well, Eye of the Dragon. So we're going to start here. I'm expecting a turn 2 Eye of the Dragon. And, well, okay, double Vi, interesting. So she has Fearsome, so if they do Eye of the Dragon, oh, they went the Goat. Okay. You know what? I'm still swinging through. He decides to block here. I figured he would trade this down. This is okay for me. I can live with this. It would have been nice if he only had Eye of the Dragon. Because it would have been fearsome. So this is nice, right? If he plays a Zed, the Zed dies. Alright, a Mystic Shot does the same thing in that scenario. It would have cost me 1 less mana too. Right. So I'm setting these guys up. Still have things to pop. If he plays another Zed, for example. He plays a Lee Sin now. Got 5 mana. Alright, so he just takes the draw. Might go Eye of the Dragon out of this. I'm going Vi. So I'm really now putting the pressure on him. He's got to make a play. Otherwise I'm going to start really, really smacking the damage here. And if he plays Eye of the Dragon, I simply pull it and hit. So this is good. This is an open attack right here for 8, and I have Ladros coming. Alright, so he's using to heal up. Alright, and I can easily just take this pass. And he heals again. He's gonna pass it again. I mean, this is fine. Still feel like I'm in good shape. I'm hoping he drops like a Lee Sin or something, and I can just blow it up immediately. It was tempting to open with Vault Breaker. Okay. Played 2 spells. He's getting the Dragonling. Just have a second one. I don't really need to worry that much about the Dragonling, because I can just, like, I don't need to worry about it gaining health. Not though. Let's keep the pressure up. Potentially not my best play, but I just want him to feel pressured. I'll never get that off on a Lee Sin anyway. Well, I shouldn't say never. I likely won't get that off on a Lee Sin anyway. Yeah, there we go. Good, so he's coming clear as well. Now I've got the Atrocity. So I have the 2-card combo that will completely just destroy this. He's still nowhere near where he needs to be. Sure. So if he decides to put a gem on this and pull it, I just pop his barrier here. And that's a fine trade. Because he's burning all of his resources, and I'm not doing much. And I have another Vi in hand, which I'll be able to play immediately after. Right? So here we go. This is exactly what I was expecting to happen. Pop his barrier. Okay. I'll pop it this way then. So yes, technically at this point I am down cards. But I've got all my late game here. It's really unfortunate I can't get that to 10 attack right now, but regardless, like, he should be in trouble. I mean, he's used 2 heal cards already. Bring him down to 10. Yeah, if this got to 10, I could have leveled it. It would have been quite nice, but it is what it is. He may have another Lee Sin. It's actually I think that's only the second time I've had a Nopified played against me so far, since they came out on, was it Thursday? Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday. Sure. Okay, so he's probably going to play a Lee Sin or something. Again, I have something I can pop the barrier with. Alright, Zed, he's going to make that a 5-4. I'm actually going to go... Normally I would go Ladros into Corina, but I feel like this Corina is just too good. Barrier? Okay. Alright, that's actually... That's okay. I am fine with that. The question is now, do I Vile Feast here? To stop him from being able to buff him to a 5-4. I think yes. It's true that I can't pop a spell shield anymore with it? Okay, so I have to surrender. Yeah. Him negating that was fine. He'd have to then play a bunch. I can just give up my 2 tokens and attack next turn for almost game. So that works pretty effectively, like I said. It's a matchup that I'm very happy to play into. And yeah, so if, again, I wouldn't recommend using it to try and climb ladder particularly quickly, because it is a bit slower of a deck, but it is one that is pretty effective in winning a lot of matchups. But right, it all comes down to the math. So if you can play 3 games with like a burn deck in the time that it takes you to play 1 game with this, you know, even if you're winning 70% with this deck and you're only winning like 55% with the other deck at that rate, you're still probably better playing the other deck. So at the same time, I don't know, if you need a couple of wins, and you want efficiency, this deck is pretty decent. There are a few other options, right? I mean, I very much have control with this deck, but you could also go a little bit more burn oriented, I suppose. A lot of the old decks used to run Get Excited because like Gotcha didn't exist back in beta. Get Excited is a good way to finish games as well, but I just didn't. I haven't had trouble really closing out games for the most part, and I just didn't need the extra burn damage when Gotcha was doing, you know, the 3 damage to units, which usually Get Excited would be doing anyway. But the difference is, of course, Get Excited can go face if need be. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in and watching, and yeah, like I say, I guess feel free to give it a try if you want. I'll leave the deck code in the comment section below. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.